All right, everyone, thank you for coming. Welcome to the atrium of City Hall, our new layout here for our press conferences. City is hard at work in filling some of its most critical positions, and we're really pleased today to announce the addition of a new Public Works Director in Mr. Nate Spriggs, and you're going to get to hear from Nate in just a moment. I did want to begin, though, by saying a few things first, and great thanks to Dave West, who will be retiring now after how many years of service?
26 years, 8 months.
26 years, 8 months of service to the city, a well-earned retirement. Now, when Dave came to me some time back and said he wanted to retire, we began a comprehensive search for a new director. I conducted quite a lot of research and spoke to many different people, and it soon became apparent that we had the perfect candidate sort of in our own backyard. He was somebody well known to me from his time working here at the city, well known to our Public Works team and to Dave and to others as well for the good work he's done here, but also since then as the Public Works Director for Susquehanna Township has had sort of constant regular interaction with the city on projects, whether it be paving or otherwise. So Nate never really left, and now he's coming back home, and he's coming home to help lead a department which right now is doing amazing things for all of our residents. Just as a quick statement from the heart, really some of the greatest accomplishments that we've made over the past several years have been these new intermunicipal agreements that the city has entered into with Paxtang and Pembroke and Steelton. They require a lot of work and coordination and effort on our part, but they've allowed the city to build tremendous capacity in its public works department. We have more sanitation workers and more parks maintenance workers and more hard-working people every day on the streets of our city because of the revenue that those contracts have brought in. And it requires a steady hand of management, somebody who's got a vision, and somebody who's got the energy to lead this department forward, and that's what we have in Mr. Nate Spriggs. But Dave's done a tremendous job. He's been there since the very beginning. It was Dave, more than anyone else, who worked with me to help build the sanitation department over the last 6 or 7 years. Through his efforts, we reached out to all the private contractors in the city. We saw them voluntarily leave Harrisburg and turn over the accounts to the city. We've had a commitment to customer service when it comes to sanitation services that is unsurpassed anywhere else. We're going to miss you, Dave, but I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this was a good thing and a positive thing for you, and we're excited about your retirement. And Dave has also agreed to stay on through the end of the year. Although he could retire tomorrow, he's going to stay on through the end of the year, and he's going to mentor and help make sure that we have a smooth and seamless transition for Nate Spriggs. So before we get to Nate, Dave, I wanted to turn the podium over to you and let you say a few words to the media.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
I just want to say this is touching for me. Public Works is my life, was my life for a long time. And turning it over to Nate Spriggs is the best person that you can turn it over to. You know, as the mayor stated, that I went to the mayor one day and I said, I have a vision, and I'll never forget this. And the mayor stated that, okay, I believe in your vision, but I don't want any excuses. I'll never forget that. So the vision was broadened, and where we are today is a public works department that has never been before. And our message is the next level, and this is the next level, as Nate is going to go to take this to the next level. You know, I just want to thank everyone for supporting me. I also want to mainstay is the residents of this city are the focus. Without the residents, there is no public works. There is no city of Harrisburg. So the residents have to continue to be the focus of this city. They're first. We work for them. We're servants to them. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. I couldn't agree more. And I want you now to have a chance to hear from Nate himself. He brings, as I say, energy and vision to this job. We're really excited to have him. Mr. Nate Spriggs.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm honored to be back in the city of Harrisburg And like Dave said, you know, we owe a vote of gratitude to the residents here, to the mayor for his vision, and we all support that. And I'm just honored to be back. And one of the things that I want to bring to the city is accountability. That's something that's been lacking for a long time. There's accountability in the way our roads are being handled by utility companies and them doing their work and not completing our road work. There's accountability for myself, for my staff, and for everyone in the Public Works Department. And we want to bring structure, and we want to do the things that Dave had mentioned prior. So I'm looking forward to get started, and I want to thank the residents of this city for having me, and I want to thank the mayor for calling me and giving me an opportunity to lead the city of Harrisburg's Public Works Department. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thanks, Nate. So he's going to hit the ground running, already hit the ground running. We were there at 5 a.m. this morning as the crews were leaving, and the reception's been really positive. Nate also has experience as a leader, what was formerly a leader in ASME during his time in the city. And we're at the cusp of what I hope is going to be a new long-term contract for our workers here at the city, which is going to reward them for their tireless efforts throughout this pandemic and sort of set the stage for a really bright future for everyone here who works at the city of Harrisburg. So with that, announcing our newest team member, do we have any questions from the media?
So I was with the city for approximately about 22 years. I worked in various departments here within the city, primarily Public Works. I spent a lot of years in Public Works. I want to say 19 of the 21 was in Public Works. In 2017, I accepted a position with Susquehanna Township as the Public Works Director, where I spent the last 4 years.
And I'll just say a couple things about Nate. So when Nate was here, he was very hands-on manager and leader of, at that time he was working with our traffic team. Got to know him well, and one of the things that I was impressed by is that Nate's a reader. Whenever I would come by his office, he'd have a book out, and we'd have a chance to talk about that. He's also done significant continuing education, constantly interested in examining things and trying to make systems and processes better for workers and for the residents of our city. So we had a relationship. When he went and moved to Susquehanna Township, we understood. I mean, it was a great opportunity, fantastic one, and we knew it was going to help him develop that final set of leadership skills. And I hoped even at that time that someday we might be able to convince him to come back here. Happily, we were successful, and the timing was right, and we're ready for this new phase. But I think all that rich experience with Harrisburg already is partly why he's the perfect choice. You saw that this morning when probably you knew more than half of the workers, at least 2/3 of the workers, and they were all really excited to have Nate back in the fold.
That's an easy question to answer. I'm a Harrisburg Cougar. You can't see the black and gray. I'm like a resident, a long-time resident. I was born and raised here, so it was an easy decision when the mayor tapped me for this opportunity, and it's just, I mean, it just all makes sense. Why not? I mean, I owe a debt of gratitude to Harrisburg City. It's where I'm from. It's because of the city that I'm standing here and I am the person that I am. I think that some of the challenges facing the department is we have to do some additional hiring. I think that's one of the largest things that we need to do. And we need to bring some people in that has the vision that the mayor has put out and that I'm hoping to, well, I will accomplish moving forward. So there's some obstacles, and we look forward to tackling them. I'm here for one day, so I have yet to get in there and find out what a lot of those challenges are.
Yep. And I'll say we have some open positions in management and public works. We also have just the intensity of the job and the state of the labor market just generally means that it has been difficult sometimes for us to fill certain positions, whether it's for motor vehicle operators or skilled mechanics. And part of what a public works director is going to help us do is revamp our processes, our recruitment, and our retention efforts. And that's part of growing public works even further as we move forward. As I say, we've doubled the size in 8 years. Dave, you remember what it was like when I took office. It seemed as if the entire public works department was going to be outsourced. We had sold the incinerator. We'd sold basically the public works facility. We had no place to go. We hadn't invested in any equipment or personnel for a long time. And we had to rebuild it from scratch. We had to literally claim a new site through eminent domain. We had to move everything there, and we had to slowly but surely build up the team, and we needed revenues to do that, and that required a lot of work, whether it was bringing additional revenue from commercial accounts that were previously being handled by private haulers or expanding our operations. All this has happened, including the establishment of the Neighborhood Services Fund. So Nate will be able to continue in that tradition, and we intend to continue to grow our city services, because one thing that I believe in, and we all agree, it's about the public, but we have more that we can be doing. We have more that we can be doing on every block in this city in terms of cleanups. We can have more that we can be doing in every block in this city in terms of infrastructure, road repairs, potholes, you name it. And we have the resources and we have the vision, I think, to do that, and we're going to continue to grow as we move forward. Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you for coming, letting us introduce our newest director, cabinet member, and part of the team here in Harrisburg. Thanks everybody for welcoming Nate. Thank you. Have a great day. Okay. Thank you, sir.